Today we're going to show you a couple of our specialty dishes that we do. Everything in our kitchen is made fresh daily, from our breads, our pastries, and even our pastas. I'd like to share something special with you this evening. We have ahi tuna. This is a sushi grade tuna #1. One of the finest tunas that you can buy. It comes from the Pacific Ocean. And this is one of our biggest selling items on the weekend. And this is a nice piece of fish, as you can see, a deep red color, very fresh. In fact, it's the kind of fish that they would use for sashimi, for sushi houses, and we pan sear it right here at the restaurant. Now, one of the things we're going to do is just lightly season it. The whole objective behind the food at Cantari is basically to highlight the fresh flavors and not do too much to the food that you mask the natural flavor of the protein. Everything we do, we just like to highlight and make sure that the natural flavors come through. We're going to put a little oil in this pan and start heating that up. This dish will get some garden fresh asparagus and some Italian potato croquettes. This is a recipe from a part of Sicily. It has 2 types of cheeses, some herbs, and a little roasted garlic puree. All the vegetables you see here, with the exceptions of the imported porcini mushrooms, were purchased from the farmers markets here in Chicago. We go shopping every Tuesday and Thursday for the weekend specials. I'm first going to take the potato croquettes, and we're going to put those in our iron cast skillet and start to fry those. You see here we have our tuna. We're going to let our pan get nice and hot. And one of the things we're going to highlight the tuna with is a lemon musto oil. This is a Sicilian olive oil that also has a blend of Sicilian lemon in it. So it's an oil that has a nice woodsy, peppery finish at the end, and yet it has that nice tang of Sicilian lemons, so it really complements the dish. So we're going to take the tuna, and we're going to put that right in the pan and get that searing. As you see here, our croquettes are nicely cooking. We're going to let those sit a bit, and then we're going to start cooking our asparagus. We're going to take some nice fresh sweet butter, start cooking that in the pan, and put just a touch of garlic. We slice the garlic very thin here at Cantari rather than mince it. This way it helps keep the natural oils and the juices in, and when we saute it, the flavor just comes alive in the pan and on the food. We're going to take these nice spears, and we're just going to gently start cooking them. And again, these have been blanched in some salt water, just slightly blanched, and then we saute with just a touch of the sweet butter, a touch of garlic, and just a little seasoning. Again, we want the freshness of the asparagus, all that goodness to come out in the flavor of the pan, not do too much to the food where we're masking all those great flavors. With the croquettes, we just want to get them a nice crusty brown on the outside, then we finish them off in the oven. So you see here our tuna is starting to cook. Now the tuna, the proper temperature, of course, is rare to medium rare. We do take a temperature for it at the restaurant because some customers do desire occasionally to have it a little more cooked. So we have all our items going. I'll get our plate ready. First thing we're going to do is take our asparagus, and we kind of make a little box, if you will, and put it on the plate. Try to put it on the plate here as it jumps around. It's so fresh and alive. Normally in the restaurant we'll lightly fry these ahead of time, just get a little golden color on them, and then we'll just finish them off in the oven. But these are beautiful because as the crust starts to build, the inside of the potato gets warm, and you have beautiful Parmesan, you have Asiago. We have just a slight touch of nutmeg and heavy cream, sweet butter, and olive oil. And what a great combination of food to bite into. It's just really lovely. And we'll take those and we just put a little off to the side with the oil drain. See that beautiful color on the tuna? And then we'll take our croquettes, we put them right in the middle of the asparagus. This is our Cantari butter sauce. It's a very basic classical recipe with deduction, but we also finish it off with nice basil, a slight little tang of puree of garlic, and a little honey. So we get that going. And then we also have a special balsamic reduction that we make. The balsamic reduction is made with a chestnut honey, 8-year-old balsamic, and we reduce that about 50% and use it as a lot of garnishes. So we'll place the tuna on top of our croquettes as such, and we give it a nice touch of the butter sauce, and then a nice little finish of our balsamic. So you see here a beautiful piece of fresh fish. The flavor is speaking for itself, just a slight bit of flavor with this kosher salt, the basil, the butter sauce, beautiful asparagus, creamy potato croquettes for a different texture component, and what a great dish. Alive, fresh, and natural flavors. Next dish we're going to prepare for you is another specialty that we make in-house. It's a crab ravioli, and here we have 2 raviolis. We serve this both as an entree and an appetizer. We get fresh lump meat crab, and we have a special pasta recipe that we developed that gets produced daily. We make fettuccine, linguine, and our raviolis. And we're just going to get a little pan going, a touch of sweet butter. And what's not really nice about this dish is the components. Again, summertime, we've got some beautiful native tomatoes from the farmer's market. I have some gorgeous fava beans, a little artichoke, and then we're going to finish it off with some nice petite peas. We love the peas. They're very sweet. They add a nice little color to the dish. And we just get that on a nice saute. And again, you see here, just natural components, not a lot of funny stuff with the food. We let the food speak for itself, good flavors, good components. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish that off with a special lobster sauce that we make in-house. This is made from lobster stock, shallots. We have a bouquet garni of thyme and sage, which go very well with seafood. And then we finish it off with some flame cognac, some sweet butter. And you don't want to cook this too much. Again, you want to keep those beautiful colors of the vegetables alive. You don't want everything to darken and start to deteriorate. We do put the ravioli in very similar to a saute method. We just put it in there to pick up a few of the flavors of the sauce and let it all start to come together. And then, of course, we'll just finish it with a touch more butter. A lot of people, when they think Italian cooking, they constantly think olive oils, and we have about 5 varieties of olive oils that we do use here in the restaurant. But in the north of Italy, butter was quite prominent and used quite a bit. We get goat milk's butter in, we get special French butter, and again, all of them had different flavors for our finishing product. So we're going to take the ravioli here. The first thing we do is we lay down some of these beautiful vegetables. You see there the beautiful favas, the tomatoes, everything coming alive. We still have a little piece of butter sitting in there with just the froth on that and just the residue. Really makes the dish come to life. And then we take our ravioli and we'll put it right on top. And just maybe a touch more of the sauce with the peas and favas. And I mean, this dish is gorgeous on its own, but we have one more final touch. And this is a white truffle honey. It's a very good imported organic honey, and it's finished with some white truffle flavor. And we'll take that and we just lace it around the dish. And man, when you start to eat those components together, the richness of the sauce, the sweetness of the honey, and the beautiful vegetables, you just really have some great food going on. And those are 2 of our signature dishes at Cantare Ristorante. Light, beautiful, full of flavor. The way we like to cook, as Cantare's means, to sing.